All right, welcome back to the We Is Smart podcast with myself, B-Dub, along with Tommy K and Dr. Lib. It is Dr. Lib this week. Is that correct?
I put I as Doc.
I as Doc.
I as Doc. Well, I mean, Tommy has Freddie Franks from Fargo, so we're just.
Oh yeah, I see that now.
We're just. I'm just B-Dub. I just go by B-Dub, which is probably good this week since our topic is popular B-sides. I have nothing to do with it.
We don't want to see B-Dub's B-side.
I have nothing to do with the B-sides of the topic of this show. It's just what got picked up. So,
since we're talking about the human body, if you will.
We are not talking about...
No. Well, B-sides, blah, blah, blah. That's why I said B-Dub's B-side. We don't want to see it.
No, you don't want to see B-side.
Off air, or just before you were talking about having a bad hair day.
Yes.
I have to tell you, B-Dub, I'm jealous. I wish I had hair to have a bad hair day.
He has a no hair day.
He has a no hair day. Truthfully, some days I wish I had a no hair day because...
You can do that.
I know I can do that.
Ever heard of a razor?
You guys have known me for a long time. When it gets warm out, in the summertime, I have my hair short. It's like almost like what Tommy K it's short. So, but I was saying
have a little bit. I think I'm up to 25. Oh wait, it was 27 last week.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you count them.
Yeah. Well, you got to part them a certain way.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Well, see, and this is why you normally see me with a hat on because, if you see me because first of all, that's part of my persona is wearing a hat. So when people see me without a hat, they're like, "Who are you?" Yeah. It's like, yeah.
Who are
where's
you?
your hat? Well, yeah. Who are you?
Right.
The other thing is.
Are you feeling all right?
Yeah.
I didn't recognize you had your hat.
Because I'm always wearing. I coordinate my hats with what I'm wearing. If you look at this, I'm wearing a Royal Caribbean hoodie and I have a Royal Caribbean hat. So I coordinate my hats with my clothes that I'm wearing. It's just that's how many hats I have.
Wow.
Yeah. If you ever want to buy me something for my birthday or for Christmas,
a hat stack.
Yeah. Well, I have. The funny thing is, I have one of those that goes on the back of my door, but I can only fit like maybe 12 to 15 on there. So I have to pick my 15 best hats, or the ones I wear all the time, and put them on that thing. And all the rest are sitting in my closet on the shelf, kind of stacked up on top of each other. I even have them coordinated by like sports teams and different things like that. So anyway.
I did. It was a while back, but I would collect a ball cap from every Big Ten school when it was still 10 schools.
Yeah, exactly.
But the only way I could collect the hat was by going to the campus.
Yeah.
Go to the bookstore or wherever to get a hat from that actual university. So it was kind of a cool, I don't know if you'd call it a bucket list, but I liked that adventure because I was able to make several. I didn't complete it.
Yeah.
I think Minnesota and Iowa, were really far out and just too far to.
Then, yeah. Oregon.
Yeah.
California.
Yeah,
Oregon,
nowadays.
Washington, Oregon.
Oregon.
Where's Tommy? Oh, he's on his hat run.
Yeah.
I figure since I'm down here at Arizona State, I might as well hit the Petrified
Pick up
Forest.
my hat.
Tommy, that's the wrong conference.
Yeah. I'll go to Alaska. I don't even know what their team name is for Alaska.
The Yetis?
The Yetis, the Eskimos, the icebergs.
You don't really, yeah.
Nanooks. The Nanooks.
Nanooks. So, anyway. Well, like I said, we're still on this music topic.
We are?
Well, we weren't there for a few minutes, but we are now. We is. As
Boy,
the name of the show.
I sure hope we'd never do a show on proper grammar.
Well, we do. It's one of those things where if you do proper grammar, there's so many. I mean, the way people speak and write nowadays to begin with, we'd have to make that a series itself.
Do you remember when watching television when the station would go off the air and they'd have the color bars across, you know, or whatever? Okay, today on the We Is Smart podcast, proper grammar. And then show the color bars.
Yeah, exactly.
Please stand by.
We'd be a good example of a bad example.
Yes,
Yeah.
Well, when have we ever been? You know, I was going to say when have we ever been good? But I mean, when have we ever
There's
been
a
proper?
joke in there somewhere.
I mean, I was gonna say, well, when have we ever been proper to begin with? I mean, you have to remember
any time.
I mean, we're coming from a show that used to be called Therapy for the Mind.
Exactly.
And it definitely was, you know, you need, as we always put out, you need therapy after you listen to our show because it was packed with everything. But
we were so bad we got completely kicked out of therapy.
yes, exactly. They told us to leave.
Turn your couches in.
Not even Lucy would take us as a psychiatric
Exactly.
patient.
But anyways, all right. So we're talking about popular B-sides. You know, I have a list, and I know Dr. Lib has a list as well. Did you want to do your list?
For the record, last few shows, you've always said, I have a list, and I know Doctor has
What
a
do
list.
you have? Do you
and
have
there's
a list?
never mention of Tommy K
Well,
with the list.
I mean,
because we know my computer
The last time you
skills.
just literally said, well, I didn't do a list.
I didn't do a list. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to exclude
No, it's
you.
funny. I'm cracking up. Sorry.
It's becoming one of those things that I will have a list, and then Dr. Lib's like, well, I have a list too. I'm like, okay.
I'm really okay, guys.
And Tom's like, well, I don't have a list. I don't need lists.
Yeah.
Oh,
Who needs
boy.
it? We don't need no stinking list.
We don't need no stinking list. So I'm gonna let Dr. Lib start with his.
Okay, I'll do a few.
Okay.
Kind of a little surprising, but when I was thinking when I was searching, I said, you know, there may be a lot of people that don't really know what a B-side is.
Yeah.
In the day of digital releases and stuff like that. But you know, when we think of B-sides, at least from my generation, we think of 45s, even though there is an A and a B-side to an album as well, a vinyl album. But we think of 45s because that was what, if we liked a song, you know, we couldn't just put on a list or something like that and have it available all the time. We would have to go either record it or go and buy the 45.
Yeah.
And then we'd put a stack of 45s on our record player and turn it on. And generally it was the A sides that we listened to. So the B side was the one that was on the other side. And I was going to research, but I decided not to, was to see, look at albums and see if most of the hits that came out as big hits were on the A side of albums as well, instead of the B side, which I'm sure when they put albums together, they probably figure, well, these are the ones that we're going to be releasing, so we'll put them on the A side. I don't know, but I think, you know, I would think that'd be part of the process. But anyway, be that as it may, one of the first ones that was a bit of a surprise to me was that one of Elton John's big hits back in the early 70s from Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Benny and the Jets.
Yeah.
The B-side of that was Harmony, which was a beautiful song that he had sung, and that was the B-side of that. And I listened to both of them songs, you know, a bunch when I was younger, which was a long time ago. But
Yeah.
Did you say Harmony?
Harmony, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, and then one of the big groups from in my school days was Chicago. They always cleverly named their albums Chicago 1, Chicago 2, Chicago 3, Chicago 4, Chicago 5. But anyway, their hit Beginnings was another a beautiful song. It was from 1970 from Chicago 2. And on the B side of that was Color My World, which was another really nice little hit. Am I hitting any ones that you've hit so far?
I haven't. No, I mean, I haven't seen any yet. Mine, and I'm not trying to give mine away. Mine hit a couple groups big when it came to B-sides, but I'll let you continue.
Okay, so I wouldn't do one of these lists without the Beatles, and I think they actually had several.
Yep. Oh yeah, they did.
B-sides, but on the flip side of "Can't Buy Me Love" was the song "You Can't Do That."
Mm-hmm.
Not a huge hit, but it was still good and really good song. And that's probably part of the reasons why they put them on. We kind of want to maybe get people to listen to this, and it surprisingly ended up being on radio playlists and stuff like that.
Well, it's almost like some of the B-sides, especially when it came to the Beatles, was ones they might have as future singles, so they just wanted to kind of put them out there early, I guess.
Yeah, that could be, yeah. Especially the Beatles, yeah.
Yeah.
So then another one of my favorite bands from back in the day, Bad Company. I believe on their original release, which was just called Bad Company, the Can't Get Enough of Your Love, huge hit by Bad Company. On the back of that was the song Bad Company, which to me was an awesome song.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, that whole album, A and B side, is full of really good music. So, but so I kind of.
Well, that's when they made the albums great. I mean, and they a lot of them told a story at the same time.
Exactly. Then we go to the boss, Bruce Springsteen. His hit "Dancing in the Dark." On the B side of that was "Pink Cadillac."
I remember that song.
Yeah, that ended up being another hit for him as well.
I think it was in a movie too.
I think you're right. I believe you're probably right.
Or maybe it was Aretha Franklin's version. Sorry.
No. B side of the B side. What the heck am I talking about? Okay, another Elton John on the back of the Border song was "Bad Side of the Moon," the B side of the moon. But you can see my confusion there.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes.
Oh boy. So yes. On the B side of "Roundabout," which another song I had several Yes albums, growing up, and was "Long Distance Runaround."
Okay.
End up being a hit. I'm getting close to the end of mine, so on Creedence Clearwater Revival, "Proud Mary" was the A side.
Mm-hmm.
"Born on the Bayou," which is another big hit for them as well. And that, I think, let me go here. I think that's about all I got. Well, yeah, this is one that was more recent, but songs I really like. Pearl Jam, the B-side to "Jeremy," which we all probably remember, was "Yellow Ledbetter," which was a really good song.
Oh, yeah. I think I have that on my list.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That was a great song.
That was a great song. And that was that was a surprise to me just because it was a little bit more recent, although that was back in the 90s. So even now, that's a quarter of a century ago, which makes me sad. But I think that's all I have.
Okay.
And the B-side to that, sadness, 6 Feet Under.
Yep.
I actually, you'd be proud of me, fellas. I actually researched some just now as Gary was sharing.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
I learned how.
Okay, interesting if you go into Google, and you write B-side of, and then write in any song title, it will generate. And that's how I try to get some pretty big songs.
Yeah.
To see. So if I may share, it's only like 4 or 5.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Benny and the Jets. No, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute. Is this a repeat?
Yeah.
We're old. We don't remember what we said at the beginning of the show.
What? We're on a show?
I think last week I mentioned the Zeppelin song, Hey, Hey, What Can I Do?
Mm-hmm.
That was a B-side to the Immigrant song.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Kind of interesting. Hey Jude by the Beatles.
Yep. I got that on my list.
And the B-side was Revolution.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't mean to take that from
Oh, no, you're fine.
Tom Sawyer by Rush.
Yeah.
The B-side to that, Witch Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
Which, it's a great song. It's not as popular as a lot of the radio hits, but still a great song. And then Pink Floyd's Comfortably Numb.
Mm-hmm.
Great song. The B-side to that, Hey You.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was really interesting.
Yeah.
So
that's
cool. All I got, BW.
Yeah, I had seen that Pink Floyd when I forgot about it, but yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the ones that I have on my list which I did have Hey Jude. That was actually my number one. But thank you for sharing. But this next one was technically released as A-B sides together, and then radio fused them forever. Can you think of maybe what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
From Dark Side of the Moon.
No, Queen.
Oh, Queen. We Are the Champions.
We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions came out together. I mean, of course, now you hear them, and that's why I said before.
It's just one song.
Yeah, I mean, they made
and
it.
When the second part, when We Are the Champions doesn't play, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What did they forget? It's like,
yeah, that's what it's people are so used to hearing those songs together that when they only play one song and not the other, you're just like, okay, something's wrong here.
It's like taking the birds off of Layla at the end. You don't do that.
Uncle Albert and Admiral Halsey was kind of like that too. It sounded like two completely different songs, but they were together.
Oh yes. But moving on, Silver Springs by Fleetwood Mac was originally the B-side to Go Your Own Way. Now it's considered one of their greatest songs. Here's another Beatles one, I Am the Walrus, B-side of Hello Goodbye. You Can't Always Get What You Want by the Rolling Stones. It was a B-side to Honky Tonk Woman. In some markets.
You can't always get what you want, you honky tonk woman.
I don't know if you guys remember this one. How Soon Is Now by the Smiths was originally a B-side to William. It Was Really Nothing, becoming their signature song.
Sorry,
I know. But
a little bit.
Moving on, Maggie May by Rod Stewart started as the B-side to Reason to Believe, and then DJs flipped the record, and that became the A-side. Kiss with their song Beth was a B-side to Detroit Rock City.
That's right.
Becoming Kiss's biggest hit of all time.
Beth was Kiss's biggest hit of all time.
It's saying became Kiss's biggest hit at the time. Sorry.
Oh, at the time. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But God Only Knows by the Beach Boys was technically the B-side to Wouldn't It Be Nice in the U.S. I'll move down here. Let's see, sorry. Because it's getting into like alternative stuff. Because it has like a Green Day song, which Last Ride In by Green Day, which was the I knew I was going to have a problem.
Come on, you can do it.
Cut it out. Instrumental B-side that became a fan favorite. I knew I was going to have one of them. Come on, it wouldn't be a B-dub show without one. So, let's see. Ain't No Sunshine by Bill Withers started as the B-side.
No sunshine.
Yeah, I know. Unchained Melody.
You're a roll now.
Yeah, I know.
Unchained Melody was the B-side?
By the Righteous Brothers, originally the B-side of Hung on You.
Wait a minute, B-Dub, what did you say for Bill Withers?
Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine, started as the B-side to Harlem.
Oh, okay. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, it is. So it has a list here of the best artists for legendary B-sides: Oasis, The Smiths, Prince, Depeche Mode, Blur, Nirvana, and Suede. I thought that was pretty interesting.
I tried looking up. There's one. Sometimes songs don't have a B-side, and here's one, a classic from Pink Floyd. Several species of small furry animals gathered together in a cave and grooving with a pick. Doesn't have a B-side. You know why? The title's too long.
Yeah, probably is.
What a great song, though.
Put it on both sides. So,
yeah.
But that's some of the ones I have. I mean, there's more. There's more on here, but it's, it hits a lot of different things. But those were, because the one thing, and I actually have this on one of my questions: are B-sides a lost art in the streaming era?
Well, I would say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is, because a
lot of kids wouldn't even know what it was. What you mean when you B-side? What are you talking about?
Well, even when CD singles came out, I mean, they did have like technically B-sides, but they were all, it was a CD, so it was just like a different track.
Mm-hmm. I mean, wait, I have to turn the disc over. No,
I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
playing.
I mean, cassette singles had, technically B-sides as well. So, when it came to that, I mean, I had a few of those. It's been a long, long time, but yeah, it's like, since when cassettes and CDs came out, kind of, vinyl was the original, with the 45s and stuff, is how, like Dr. Lib said earlier, where the B-sides really, they started. I mean, that's where the whole thing of B-sides came from, was from 45s. Mm-hmm. So it's just, but out of any of the ones that we've talked about, or if you can think of one that maybe we didn't talk about, what you think is the greatest B-side ever recorded?
Oh, the greatest. Wow. That's tough.
That's a tough question. Yes.
I've just found another one that was really interesting, was the Doobie Brothers, Black Water.
Yeah.
The B-side of Another Park, Another Sunday.
Okay.
Which was another really good one.
Yeah.
Black Water was the B-side?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, Black Water, keep on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so.
With your question, B-Dub, again, I don't know. The list goes on and on and on. It'd be a open-ended question.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the Zeppelin song, Hey, Hey, What Can I Do? When I first heard that, it was like, I don't recall what album this is on, blah, blah, blah. And hearing it, I think it's one of their best songs as far as really showing their talent, the pitch range of Robert Plant, and we know Jimmy Page's talent on the guitar, and Bonham, and John Paul Jones. I just think it's
A-side or the B-side, did you say?
It's the B-side to Immigrant Song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would probably have to go back to what Dr. Lip said about Hey Jude by the Beatles was the B-side to Revolution, because both those songs became iconic. So I kind of put that up there as one. But of course, We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions, by Queen, you could put that probably up there as well, because that's one.
Wasn't there Zeppelin Heartbreak? It would play that song and then go right into the next. Like Journey even. Journey had two songs, I think, on their Infidelity. Is that the name of the album? Infinity? Now I'm forgetting. I'm too many eyes before you. But both those examples where if, as a listener, you hear the first part and then you're all ready to go into the next song.
Yeah.
As you find it on the album or whatever, and wait a minute, where'd it go? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Closer to Home and I'm Your Captain, Grand Funk Railroad. Always played
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I agree with Hey Jude's probably the greatest, but a close runner-up, which I don't know if you mentioned this one or not, but Hound Dog was the B-side of Don't Be Cruel by Elvis Presley.
Wow.
Good. I didn't mention
That's
that.
pretty big.
Yeah, that is big.
That's pretty big.
That is definitely pretty big.
That was my other list that I didn't really go through, but
Your list had died.
yeah.
So, do you think artists put more creativity into B-sides because there was less pressure?
I don't think so. I think they do the songs and then they decide which is A-side and B-side, not the other way around. I mean, that's my opinion. I don't know. But.
No, I mean, I feel that way too, not really being a part of the business at all, how they decide. But
your artists, I think they're going to put as much into every song as they can, unless they're at the end of an album and they can't think of one, so they just come up with some ditty.
They just want to be
They write it in 10 minutes and then it ends up being the number one hit.
That's what happened to the Doors. This is the end.
Yes.
Well, the Beatles had it at the end. This is the end too.
Yeah.
But well, another question: which artist had stronger B-sides than album tracks?
I think that's a hard one because
it probably is.
I think people would have to really research that, and I'm not saying we can't. I should say I can't answer that. I think that's a difficult question. Great question, just difficult to answer.
It is tough to answer, but kind of to throw one out there, and which they are what they are, and that's the Beatles. I mean, because a lot of their songs became iconic, even the album tracks. So to really say the have stronger B-sides than album tracks, a lot of their B-sides, and a lot of their singles, I mean, they all just as years have progressed with them, you hear more of their songs, even the ones that weren't originally singles or B-sides to begin with. But you become
so many chart buster songs.
Yeah. So it's like, I mean, you could throw Rolling Stones in there. I think another one was a newer Oasis. I know I didn't really. They had a couple on here that I didn't really say, but they had some B-sides as well. But it's more like a British Invasion type of thing when it came to B-sides and album tracks. So, yeah, I mean, and that's a tough question. I knew it was going to be a tough question, but that's why I wanted to throw it out there to see what you guys thought of it.
See, the Monkees weren't on there, but that makes me wonder because they kind of, for a little while, was putting out hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
After a while, they start throwing their poo.
Yeah, well, I've heard. That's when they at the audience.
Get Jimmy off the stage. That's one fact that I still crack up, that Jimmy opened for the Monkees. Jimi Hendrix opened for the Monkees.
I mean, when I was listening to, I believe it was one of Jimmy's books, and they said that, I'm like, really? He opened for the Monkees? I'm like, that's crazy, because you just don't think about it, because it's. I mean, at that time it probably didn't matter, but I mean, now thinking back to what genre each one was, it's like, I mean, yes, they were still kind of part of rock and roll, but if you go into the subgenre, they're completely different.
I mean, I'm sitting there running through my head the stage entrance for Jimmy at a show like that. Ladies and gentlemen, here he comes, walking down the street.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me stand next to your fire.
I wonder if that was a record company thing where they were.
It might have been.
Monkees came before Jimi Hendrix, I believe. So
yeah,
maybe they were trying to promote him somewhat. I mean, because the record companies had a lot of power back in the 60s, 50s.
Yes, sir.
Some of them still do.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, what B-side should have absolutely been an A-side? I know there's a lot out there.
Several were said by you guys.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like Gary, when you said the Doobie Brothers, Black Water.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, that to me was such a powerful hit.
It was about, yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that should have been the.
Well, if Hey Jude, which we said was the best one, then it probably should have been the A side too, even though the Beatles have had tons and tons and tons of hits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's why I said that's kind of an open-ended type question, because there's, as we've already given a lot of these that were B-sides, I mean, you were bigger or as big as what was on the A side. So it's like it could. What?
Listeners, tune in next week for our answers to those open-ended questions. I'm sorry.
There is no answer for open-ended. But no, it's one of those things where that's a topic within itself. Truthfully, if you look at it, but moving on, unless you guys had anything further for that last question. No. Are hidden gems disappearing because albums matter less now? I mean, yes.
I think with the social media, the technology, it kind of throws album or puts them in the backside, so you really don't.
Yeah.
You don't get the whole sound of a band or whatever, I think, because of how the avenues the music goes.
Yeah.
That's all. And
I still listen to full albums, but a lot of times I find myself just making playlists or picking playlists. So like in that respect, it probably is mattering less. It's not that it doesn't matter anymore, but.
Well, it's like what we were talking about when it came to like even CD singles and cassette singles, those sometimes those, extra tracks were hidden stuff that would not be on a regular album. They just had them on there so people would buy them. And you don't see, I mean, I have Apple Music, so, I listen to a lot of albums. So it depends on what it is, but there are stuff that may be on there that you're like, oh, I didn't realize this song was on here, or something like that. So, I mean, they are disappearing in a physical sense with the streaming era and the playlists and stuff that when you're just wanting the songs you want. But depending on, to me, it depends on the streaming, service. Because all of them kind of run differently. Like I said, Apple Music kind of is, it can be more album based if you want it to be. It just depends on what what you want at the time. I mean, you could play playlists. I mean, there's a Brian Wagner station on there, and it plays all that I listen to or I've listened to over the years since I've had it. But you can create playlists from different genres or different artists, or you can just go in and listen to an album if you want to. If you want to listen to Prince's Purple Rain, or if you want to listen to Michael Jackson's Bad album or Thriller or something. I mean, you have the ability to do that as well. I'm not saying you can't do it on any of the other streaming services. Don't get me wrong. I'm just using Apple Music as an example. But nowadays, a lot of people, like Dr. Lib said, are into wanting to just listen to playlists, because I'm that type too, where it's like, I just want to listen to a playlist of various artists and sometimes not all the same one. But that's just me. So thoughts?
Like on Amazon, you can pick an artist.
Yeah.
And then it'll start playing, and it's not all that artist. It's other artists that sound similar to that.
Sound similar, yeah. Like similar genre.
Like the same thing as listening to an album like Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, which I talked about a little bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
There's a song on there, all the young girls love Alice, and it's just a very it's a deep and meaningful song. That's why I remember it years and years after I got the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, but it didn't end up being one of the hits. And I know we probably all have songs like that didn't get a lot of airplay, but or maybe not any airplay. But I think we miss out. A lot of people miss out on that nowadays just because of the ease it is of making playlists and so on and so forth.
Yeah, exactly. Tom, you have any thoughts?
I got nothing.
You got nothing? All right.
I think you guys...
Who sung that?
I do have this, though.
Yes.
I have a list when you're ready.
You have a list?
Yeah.
Well, which band do you think dominated the B-side culture? Now, I have two here. Oasis or the Beatles, or can you think of somebody else?
I'd have to say the Beatles.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of what I was going with, too.
I would
probably
agree.
Sheer volume of B-sides, probably.
Yeah.
Even
I mean, we've kind of talked about
good
them.
Point. If I...
good.
But I... with talking about the Beatles, I mean, in a way, I could see how they are number one in all questions or whatever, because of the fact of they were like the pioneers at that time of what they did. They really brought the rock and roll scene out into the open, if you will.
Yeah.
At their time, it's just, I think that, so they're naturally going to get, the number one B-side because there was nobody. Does that make sense? It's like they started everything, and I know there were other artists that
because rock and roll was Elvis Presley and all the
right
people and stuff like that were. But you're right. It just kind of they blew it up. They
set the groundwork for what a B-side is.
That's a good way to say it.
Yeah.
Well said.
Well, you're welcome.
What's that, Fred?
well, here's one, and
it's Freddie. It's Freddie for the record.
Well, here's one, and we've already kind of talked about this already. What's the most shocking case of a record label choosing the wrong single? Can you think of any? What else be going on?
We just did it. The Sounds of Silence.
Looking at the list I have, I would say Maggie May by Rod Stewart. That was the B-side to Reason to Believe.
Yeah, that would be. That's right there.
That's a huge. Yeah, that's definitely one. You can even go. Even a Honky Tonk Woman was big in some markets for the Rolling Stones. You can't always get what you want. The B-side. Was that B-side? So,
you can.
So it's like you can look at that as well. And one aspect that we haven't really looked at when it comes to B-sides is live B-sides. Is there any live B-sides? That you can think of.
Does that make it a capital B or lowercase?
That would be whatever size B you want to make it. But can you think of any live B-sides? One that stands out to me the most, and we haven't even said anything, when it comes to like country wise, is Garth Brooks' Friends in Low Places, the live version, because he has the third verse in there. And I hear that on the radio more than I hear. I hear that played more on the radio than the single version. So, even though it was probably not it probably was a B-side for something on, but this is later on. This is, in the early 90s, late 80s when that song came out. So it's like it has a whole different thing than, a original B-side like it was back in the 50s and 60s and stuff.
Okay, one I was thinking of when you mentioned that, a live song that was a big hit was Smoke on the Water.
Yeah.
From Made in Japan. So I just looked it up to see what the A-side of that was. Well, actually, that was the B-side, the live. The A-side was the studio version of Smoke on the Water.
Well, and
which one makes more money?
Well, and if you think about it, because think about some of the live versions of songs that play on the radio. Turn the Page by Bob Seger. the live version is a lot more popular than the album version. Mm-hmm. So was that a B-side to something, because that came out, and I hear that song. If I ever hear the album, like when I heard the album version for the first time, I'm like, this just didn't sound the same as the live version. So that's one thing you have to sometimes the live version of these songs are a lot better. I mean, and heck, that's a topic right there when it comes to live versions. So.
Yeah, it is interesting, how some songs are better live. Based on the fact, a lot of times that they may change things up, like adding, not necessarily complete vocals, but just added effects, if you will.
Yeah.
The crowd noise, even when that's recorded or included in the recording, can add to the all around effect. It is interesting how other factors come into play, to make the live version even better.
Well, just to let you know, I added that as a topic for a future show, is live songs that are better than the album track. So we'll definitely hit that down the road.
Cool.
Because that'd be an interesting to find out what, because like I named a few, but there's probably a lot, and I know Dr. Lib did it with Blackwater as well. I mean, but there's probably live versions out there that we can't think of at the moment that were more popular than even the album versions. But anyways, so that was that was actually my last one. I mean, the last question I technically had was best fans know this song, casuals don't track when it comes to B-sides. I mean, I don't know if there's really an answer to that. But I mean, like Tommy K said about with Led Zeppelin, and hey, what do you say in an Immigration Song? I mean, yes, fans know that song, but I think casuals do as well, because that's a popular song. So it's like, it's one of those things. But so,
I'm sorry, B-Dub, I have to say it though. Fans will recognize it more by Immigrant Song, not Immigration.
Did I say Immigration? Oh, sorry.
I missed that.
I meant the Immigrant Song.
I know what you meant. I know. We're practicing for that good grammar show.
Which will be a long time down the road.
Yeah. Never. It will never happen. Not with us.
It keeps moving down the list. But anyways, speaking of B-sides, I'm going to turn it over to Tommy K and let him share with us some B-side flops that kind of didn't, make it. That's why they're called flops. So,
what would be really interesting is if any of these ever actually was an actual B-side flop.
Yeah, I know.
Or a B-side, I should say. Okay, so the band Starship. Not Jefferson Starship, just Starship.
Yeah.
They had their hit single, We Built the City.
Yes.
The B-side flop to that, Hope We Are Up to Code.
And I bet you the B-side has done a lot better than the A-side. What I meant is it's probably more liked than the A-side. Since if anybody's listened to or watched our one about the most hated songs, We Built the City is right up there. So anyways.
Yeah. Dolly Parton, 9 to 5. The B-side flop, The Digital Clock is Blinking Again.
Tommy K runs into that many times.
Yeah. Run DMC, My Adidas, even though it's Adidas, there's only one.
Adidas.
Well, anyway, My Adidas, big song. B-side flop, Your Saucony's.
Yeah.
Tracy Chapman, Fast Car. B-side flop, Nova's Still Pulled to the Right. I'm sorry. Van Halen, Jump. Van Halen's Jump. B-side flop, This Is Not Phys Ed Class.
It's not.
Bruce Springsteen's Born to Run. The B-side flop, Born to Hop, Skip, and Jump.
Hop, skip, and jump.
UB40. UB40's Red, Red Wine.
Mm-hmm.
The B-side flop, Clear, Clear Ouzo.
I think Red Red Wine was a cover song, too.
Queen, Under Pressure. The B-side flop, What's the Standard PSI? Was that you humming, Gary?
Yeah, Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. Great song, though.
Boston, you mentioned Boston. Don't Look Back. The B-side flop, Eyes Front and Hands at 10 and 2. Don't look back. Madonna's Material Girl. Well, the B-side flop to that, Fleece or Flannel.
Nice.
Cyndi Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. The B-side flop, Are We Old Enough to Do That?
Yes.
And finally, Tony Basil's Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
B-side flop, Mikey. That's it. That's on that list.
Mickey without the C.
Was that before Mickey or after Mickey?
Yeah.
When they broke
Mikey.
up.
When they broke
That
up.
way she could say she was actually singing it to him. She meant to say Mikey.
That's why it's the B. That's why Mikey's the B
Mikey,
side.
you're so fine.
Oh, Mikey, you're so fine. You're going to go on to a Life commercial.
Exactly.
Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Tommy K, for that. Or Frankie.
Freddie,
Frankie.
Wait, I gotta.
Frankie, I don't give a you know what.
Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe that's what I was going for. I don't know. I didn't have your name on my screen at the time, so
Yeah.
at least I got the F right. And the R. But anyway,
We're doing a bunch of F words on the wheels.
Yeah, doing a bunch of F words.
Podcast.
Anyways, that is all I have for this week's episode of Popular B-Sides. Some other topics, and I actually just came up with a couple ones while Tommy K was doing his B-Sides. Best collaboration songs. We'll do that down the road. We still got to hit our various artist ones. I'm like trying to figure. I was trying to separate it from soundtracks a little bit since we talked about soundtracks. I didn't want to go right into the various artists, so we'll do those at some point. Songs that are stuck in your head or that get stuck in your head. So there's a few.
Well, thanks, because now I got one stuck in my head.
Well, I mean, you know, and another one that Tom had brought up before we came on the air was, you know, music on TV. So that's definitely something we get. So those are several. I have like a bunch, but those are a couple. So we may jump into one of those on our next episode. And again, if anybody can think of any topics that they would like us to talk about, it could be music related. It could be non-music related. You know, leave it in the comments. Also, you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, like and subscribe so you can know when all of our new episodes come out. That way it keeps, you know, I can keep up on them. But also you can follow us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Twitter. You know, I think that's all of them.
I feel like I
don't think I made it to TikTok yet. So, but anyways, that's all I have. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank you guys as always for a great conversation. And until next time, this is B-Dub along with Tommy K and Dr. Lib for the We Is Smart podcast. See you guys next time.